Hey, my name is Brett. I'm a foreman here at Rockaway. We're out here at Tim's house. We did some tear out. We tore out all kinds of trees, all of his sod. We did some grading here. Took out about 3 inches of dirt for new gravel that's going in, and we're gonna weed mat that today and put the gravel down today. We're gonna take this whole driveway out. Over on this side, we took out a rock bed. We took out some posts with a little garden area. We're gonna put new pavers down, and today we are gonna install the paver base. Since we took down a couple of inches to grade this out, we got to put the paver base down so the pavers don't sink, keeps everything level, nice and sturdy, tight, keeps it lasting for a long time.
Hey, we are out here in Jax Beach and we're going to just go through the final project finish for Tim. So as I am standing on a brand new concrete driveway, initially this was all an older 20, 30-year-old cracked up, not pile of poop, but maybe a pile of poop. But anyway, it's a brand new fresh driveway, and we added a parking area out here for guests, because here at the beach you can't park on the streets because the streets are kind of skinny. So anyway, we added a parking area, and as you move in here, Tim's major goal is attracting butterflies and bees. So almost all of the plantings that are here are to entice butterflies and bees. So we've got some thryallis on this back edge, which will bloom a yellow flower latter part of summer. We've got some butterfly weed, which is a little bit dormant in the winter, and that's a good one for monarchs and whatnot because they actually feed on it. We've got some salvia, which is a great bee attractor in the middle. And then you can see some kufia, and that's a hummingbird attractor because of the throated flower. And then forward of that, we've got some society garlic, which gives us a little bit of flower during the cooler parts of the year, whether it's late in the fall or into early spring. That typically isn't blooming much in the summertime. And we've also got some dwarf bottle brush right here in the foreground, and those will bloom a little stubby red flower that's also a hummingbird attractor. And then in the foreground we have a duranta. Both of those bloom in the kind of purpley tones, and those are also good bee and butterfly attractors in the summer. In the very front edge, in the shade here, we've got matchstick bromeliad, which blooms in the winter, and the matchstick looking flower will turn to bright red, and that will stay intact until April. And those are cold hardy bromeliads here, so they don't even need to be covered when it's cool. I was trying to break up all of the rock, so my feeling was that if we had done this entirely all in rock, it would have looked really sterile. So the grass, I think the fact that it's a circle is kind of quirky, and I also think that it breaks up the rock, and it's Scott's Pro Vista, which is a brand new variety of turf that is a slower growing and supposedly requires less feeding and has less maintenance problems. We added a circle of rock here, and there eventually will be, when Tim gets around to putting his bird feeder up, it'll be like about right here, and it sits right in front of his living room window. So bird feeders are a great thing in landscape. They provide a lot of cheap entertainment. So as a tip for today, can't go wrong with bird feeder. So got a couple of rocks that Tim was emotionally attached to. I believe this one, I don't know if it's called Fred or George, but we have Fred or George over here next to the bottle brush. And then as you can see, the colors, once this comes into its full bloom in the spring, you're going to have a lot of different contrasting reds, blues, purples, yellows. It's going to be really a pretty garden come summertime. As you can tell, this is kind of a squared area, and another part of the design process was to distract your eye from the fact that it's pretty much a square rectangle. So there's a lot of curves in here, and purposely we've got curves with the different color gravels. And then we did this circle, as I mentioned, and we did a walkway around here, and that further reinforces all of the circular nature, and it takes your eye off of the fact that it's kind of just a square little box. One of the things that I need to mention about this driveway is this driveway was much narrower before, and by adding a small strip out here, it now becomes easily accessible to get out of your car and walk up. And Tim was real wise in asking to expand the concrete out this way, and so it makes for a nice, easy walk up to the front door, and it also reinforces the curves that we were creating with the landscape. Okay, everybody, the birds are here. It is near Mardi Gras time. This yard went from being a real turkey to being flamingo worthy.